Biostatistics and Research Methodology. So today I'm going to discuss another topic called test for the normality distribution. I have got several mails from different viewers that based upon the different videos which I have made, I have several times I have discussed about test for the normality distribution, and most of the viewers were asking that please make a separate video on test for the normality distribution, that how we will find out that our data is normal or not normal. So in this video, I'm going to discuss few things that what do you mean by the test for the normality distribution, how the test for the normality distribution will be applied, and what are its significance and assumptions. So stay tuned with me. I'll just share my presentation to you. So see here, actually the test for the normality distribution is a tool which will help you for your further research. That means it will let you know that which statistical test you have to apply further. It will help you to choose the statistical test, and it will also help you to choose that which measurement of central tendency you have to apply to justify your research and your data. That means once you have a numerical data, so you have to apply the mean or you have to apply the median to describe your numerical variables. Clear? So you can choose either mean or you can choose the median by applying the values or the results of the test for the normality distribution. So basically what we are doing in the research, we are collecting a data from the hospital, from the laboratory. So once the data will be collected, for example, you are working in a lab and you have gathered a data while doing the experimentation. So after that, what you are going to do, you are going to add that data in the different software, either it is your AppInfo, your statistical software, SPSS, your SAS, R, or Microsoft Office Excel. So once you will fill the data in the different software, how to find out that you are ready for the analysis or not. So to find out that you are ready for the analysis or not, you have to apply a test for the normality distribution. That means you are trying to find out that your data is normal or not normal. Now what's the need of finding that your data is normal or not normal? The rule of stat says that if your data is normal, you can proceed with the statistical analysis, and if your data is not normal, you have to increase the number of sample or sample size of your research. That means whatever the sample size you have calculated is not sufficient to justify your research. So how to find out that are you ready for the analysis or not? You are going to apply the test for the normality distribution, and test for the normality distribution will also help you to find out further that you have to apply the parametric test or you have to apply the non-parametric test to justify your hypothesis or to test your hypothesis. So first of all, it will let you know that which test you have to apply for your research. Second, it will help you that either you are ready for the analysis or not. And third, it will help you to find out that which measurement of central tendency you are going to apply for your data, either mean or the median. So if the data was found, you are going to use mean for normal and median for the not normal data. So how to find out that your data is normal or not? In SPSS, different commands are there. You can see that for this particular example, I am going to use the numerical variable, and just be remember that test for the normality distribution can be applied only and only to the numerical type of data. So how to do it? You can see that age of the patient I have entered here, which is a numerical variable, and for that means I'm going to find out the normality distribution of the age. That means age of the patient is normality distributed or not. So how to do it? There is a command in SPSS called analyze, and after the analyze you can go to the descriptive statistics. So you are going to get this particular window. So after you click on descriptive statistics, a new pop-up will come, another window, this one, and here is the command for the test for the normality distribution called explore. So in SPSS, you are not going to find any particular words named as test for the normality distribution or test for normality. Explore is the command which will be used for the test for the normality distribution in the SPSS. So once you click on explore, you are going to get a command for explore, and here you can see on the left hand side I have made all the variables which I have made for my research, and here already I have moved age from this side to this side. So age you have to add into a dependent list box. So any variable for that you want to find out that data is normal or not normal, you have to add that variable in the dependent list box. But be remember that this data should be either your ordinal or either your scale type of data, and you can see in the sign there is a sign of scale because the age is having a measurement called years. So once you will add the data into a dependent list box, you can go further. You have to click on the statistics. So once you click on the statistics, it will ask you that which kind of statistics you want to choose. You have to see that confidence interval of the study is 95% of or not. Most of the academic researchers are taking confidence interval of 95%. That means the chances of error for the research is 5%. Either it is your error type 1 or error type 2, and click on the descriptive. That means you need the descriptive statistics of the age. That means you want to find out the mean, you want to find out the median, you want to find out the skewness, you want to find out the kurtosis of the data, by which means you are going to evaluate that either the data is normal or not normal. So once you click on statistics, you have to click on the second option called plot. So once you click on plot, this is the plot window. You have to click on the option called normality plot with test. You have to check this. Once you will check this, then click continue and OK. So you are going to get a different graphs and the table with this procedure. So explore is the command which I suggest you can be used for the test for the normality distribution. So how the results will be used to find out that test data is found normal or not normal? 4 or 5 different methods are there by which mean you can find out that your data was found normally distributed or not. So first table is the case processing summary. So it will let you know that how many number of sample was there in that column. So I have entered the data of 150 patients. So n is equal to 150 I am getting here, and missing value I am not finding here anything, so it is 0. So what do you mean by this missing value? So it is not necessary that while doing the research I will get the age of all the patients in my study. So if I didn't get the age of 2 or 3 patients, so I'm not going to enter anything. Those columns will be remain blank, and here in that case I am going to get a 3 or 4. So what will happen? The remaining cases will be considered as 100%. So for that there is a particular command for missing value. I will discuss in any other video. So second table is the descriptive statistics table, which will let you know that what was the mean age of the patient, that is 37.62. Median we got 37.50. Minimum we got 18. Maximum we got 56. Range we are getting 38. Skewness here, this is very important. I am getting minus 0.25, and kurtosis I am finding minus 0.20. So there is a standard for the kurtosis and skewness. Just be remember, skewness ranges is -1 to +1, and kurtosis ranges is minus 1.96 to plus 1.96. So if your skewness and kurtosis are under these range, so by rule of skewness and by rule of kurtosis, you can say your data is normally distributed, or other method are also there. So if you are trying to explain that your data is normally distributed and you are going for the parametric test for your research, so either one method or two method, it should say that your data is normally distributed. You have to mention in your thesis that by giving the reference of skewness, by giving the reference of kurtosis, or by giving the reference of QQ plot or the histogram, which I will discuss further, your data was found normally distributed or it was found not normally distributed. So just see that how much is the value of skewness and kurtosis in your research. We'll move further. So these are the two well-known tests to find out that how to read the results of a test for the normality distribution. Two scientists was there. One was Kolmogorov and second was Shapiro-Wilk. These two scientists has given the equation for the Z test, which is called test for the normality distribution. Now, for all other tests, we are taking cutoff point 0.05. For this test also, we are also taking cutoff point 0.05. But the thing which you have to remember, we will consider this test significant if p-value is more than 0.05. I'll repeat, for this particular test, we will take p-value more than 0.05 as a significant. For all other statistical tests, we were taking p-value less than 0.05 as a cutoff point. So what we are going to see in this table, we have to see that significant value is more than 0.05 or not. And you can see here for the Kolmogorov, the value is 0.20, and for Shapiro-Wilk, the significant value is 0.195. So both the value is more than 0.05, which says that test is significant and the results are found normally distributed. Clear? Now, why these two tests? Kolmogorov test is we are using when our sample size is more than 2000, and Shapiro-Wilk we are using when our sample size is ranging between 50 to 2000. So if our sample size is less than 50, we are not able to use the value of Shapiro-Wilk and we are not able to use the value of Kolmogorov. For that, we have to see our results manually with the help of two different graphs. One is your QQ plot and second one is the histogram or the normality plot. So just be remember that p-value should be more than 0.05. Either it is your for Kolmogorov or either it is for the Shapiro-Wilk. And Kolmogorov we are using if the sample size is more than 2000, and Shapiro-Wilk we are using if the sample size is between 50 to 2000. Clear? So how to do it manually, and if the sample size is less than 50, we have to see the histogram that either we are getting a bell-shaped curve or not. Here you can see in this graph that we are getting a bell-shaped curve. So we can say that this data was found normally distributed, or age of the patient was found normally distributed. Here you can see we have got a bell-shaped curve. So until unless I will not fix the normality line, I will call this one as a histogram, and once I will fit the normality line here, it will be called as normality plot. And second graph is the QQ plot. Now QQ plot suggests what? If all the data points are closer to the diagonal line, you can assume that your data is normally distributed. If your data points are here or here, far from the diagonal line, you can say that your data is not normally distributed. So in the research, while writing your thesis or research paper, you have to discuss that your data was normally distributed by which method, either by giving the reference of histogram or by giving the reference of QQ plot, squamous, kurtosis, test for Kolmogorov or test for the Shapiro-Wilk. And now how to fit the normality line for this histogram, I'll show you in the slides. These are the commands. Once, first of all, double click on the graph to activate. So once you will double click on the graph to activate, so here is a option called show distribution curve. You have to click on the show distribution curve. Once you click on the show distribution curve, this line is going to be fitted on the graph, which will show you the trend that you are getting a bell-shaped curve or not. You have to click on the normal. Multiple options will be there under the distribution curve, like normal, uniform, then position, like that. So click on normal. So line will be fitted on the histogram. So after that you can say that this is your normality plot. So what you have to do, you have to see that you are getting a bell-shaped curve or not. So here you can see the example of two different graphs. In one graph, here I am getting a bell-shaped curve, and in second graph I am not getting bell-shaped curve. It's broken from here. It's broken from this side. So this type of data we used to call as a normally distributed data, and this type of data we used to call as not normally distributed data, and data we used to call is positively skewed. That means most of the numbers of the patients or age of the patient is between in the starting. That means here we are getting most of the number, and data is having right side or positive skewed. So skewness is more on the positive side. If we have a most of the patient, like here, somewhere here we used to say that data was found negative skewed or left skewed. So you can use both the term positive or negative, or right or left, both. So for this kind of data you have to choose the measurement of central tendency median, and for this kind of data you have to choose the measurement of central tendency as a mean. So if you got a bell-shaped curve, use mean and standard deviation to justify your results. And if you got a skewness, either data is on the left side or right side, positive side or negative side, use median and interquartile range, that is IQR. That means data is divided into 4 equal parts by 3 different intervals. So these two graphs can be used to find out that either your age of the patient or any other numerical value which you have in your research are normally distributed or not. So this distribution is very important to find out that your data is normal or not normal. Then only further you can choose the appropriate statistical test for your research. So this test is going to help you to find out that you have to go for the parametric test or you have to apply the non-parametric test. This test will also help you to find out that you are ready for the analysis or not, or either you have to increase the samples in your research. Or third thing, it will also help to identify that which measurement of central tendency you are going to use in your research, either mean or the median, to explain the numerical variable in your research. So basically the test of normality distribution is having a more other functions in statistics, which we will discuss in the further video. So do not forget to subscribe my channel. I'm going to make further videos on a topics called how to write the statistical results of the different tests. You can see my videos on different topics called how to apply the statistical test with the help of SPSS like ANOVA, independent t-test, student t-test, linear regression, Sperman correlation, and so on. So do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks. Stay home, stay safe.